Hey you, it's Reese and we are back with another video. Today's topic is going to be Christian date night or nights, tips and tricks. So I know some of you probably looked at that title and thought, Christian date night, boring or corny. Or if not that, maybe some of you thought, Christian date nights, these people better have some very good ideas on how to be extra holy, pre-adventure, during and concluding their date nights. Well, I have news for you. We're not boring. I don't think we're boring. And nor are we holy overachievers. Why? Because we're not perfect. No one's perfect, neither are you. So let's just get that out of the way and hop on into the video. Okay, so let's get this thing started. If you are new here, welcome. So happy you can join us. If you are not new and you're back, welcome back. Thank you for joining. If you're not new, you already know we start with prayer. If you're new, we start with prayer. If you don't want to hear the prayer, go ahead and fast forward. But let's go ahead and jump into the prayer. Okay. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us to here today. I pray for all the viewers that are watching this video today, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what year it is, no matter what month it is. Dear Lord, I pray that this video reaches them in the place that they are at this time. This current time, dear Lord, I pray over their households. I pray over their marriages. I pray over their relationships. I pray over everything that they may be needing you to lay a hand over, dear Lord. I also pray for my marriage and my household and our children, dear Lord. So we lift this up to you. We lift this video up to you, that whatever message you are wanting to get out of this video, dear Lord, that it is received from the viewers that are watching it, dear Lord. And I pray that it brings them some type of good advice and benefits to apply to their life and their relationships, dear Lord. So again, I thank you for this day. Thank you for the viewers, and that you continue to guide us and be with us and cover us in everything that we do according to your will, dear Lord. So I say these things in all things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Got tongue tied up there a little bit. So first, let me say this. This video was supposed to be a duet or duo. But my husband could not join us for this video, so maybe he will be in the next one. Now, this just goes to show you how far God has brought me. I used to throw a huge hissy fit, like big tantrums, everything, when things didn't go as I planned, because my plans were very, very important to me. If things didn't happen the way I envisioned it in my head, I'm like, oh, everything's ruined. You know, it's just throw it to hell, you know, be done with it because it's ruined. Things didn't happen the way I planned it to be. So with this video, since he was not able to join, I was just like, dang, I didn't throw a hissy fit. I was just like, oh God, now I gotta write another video in advance. You know, I was already working on something else. Now I gotta switch everything around because he's not here to join us for this video. God said, no, do the video without him. I said, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretend that he's here and we're doing the video together, okay? So if you think I look crazy, we're all crazy, so I don't care. I can look crazy to you all you want. But let's get into this video though. All right, so in this date night video, we will discuss our routine, right, babe? We're gonna discuss our routine because yes, we do have a somewhat of a routine to ensure the most important aspects of our date nights are met. We'll also be discussing the importance of making it fun and or sexy, date night talk and what kind of talk is off limits, being creative and making compromises, and make sure you make it about the other person. Make sure you're making it about your spouse. All right, so our routine consists of, first we say a prayer. We say a prayer before each date night, specifically that God leads us to understanding, openness, growth, acceptance, and patience throughout our date night. That goes for our whole life in marriage anyway, but especially during date night. Next, we play some music to get on the same page and in the mood, whatever mood that may be, whatever mood we were trying to create, that's the music we play. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but we don't typically play gospel or Christian music on our date night. It's usually some oldies or R&B. No matter how many destinations we go to, we make sure at least one of them is a comfy and somewhat quiet place for us to do our 10 questions that we do every date night. We have one topic that we already know we will be discussing, and so far we've discussed disrespect and sex. It's been a while since we've had date night, so we revamped everything once we got our date night started again, and so those are the two topics we have talked about since we revamped everything: disrespect and sex. Depending on what topic we're on, it'll get discussed towards the end of the night, and our questions are done during the date, like wherever we're at, we'll do our 10 questions. But then the topic, the real topic of discussion is usually held towards the end of the night. We find the harder topics that we address are easier to talk about, and we're more open to discuss those topics after we've spent some enjoyable moments together. So that's pretty much it for our routine. How do we make it fun and or sexy? All right, so I already think my husband and I are fun, and I already think my husband and I are sexy. So it's kind of hard for us not to be fun or sexy. But here's some tips. You think I'm sexy? I think you're sexy. No, you sexy. Okay. Boy, don't. We recording right now. All right. Dress up like it's your first date. And if you want to wear matching colors or fits, then do that. Some may think it's corny, but matching fits or colors are great for pictures and memories. Dress for the type of date, but still be attractive. You don't want to wear a sports cap, no makeup, hair back in a bun or ponytail, some jeans and a t-shirt and some tennis shoes and be like, date night. I mean, unless you're doing something active, you could still look cute doing something active though. So sporty or dressed up, whichever fits, but look good. Flirt. Oh my God, flirt. Whoever doesn't flirt in their marriage, like, come on, bring it back. Just because you're married doesn't mean flirting goes out the window. So what I mean by flirting is on our last one for our sex topic, I didn't feel convicted playing the music that I played. I was just kind of like, I'm gonna get on his level, and he's not fully there on my level yet as far as his walk with God. And I know it doesn't mean anything to me, even though you still have to be careful what you watch, what you listen to, and all that other stuff, who you're around. That's still very important. But I played some come and get it music. It was very, very provocative, the type of music we used to listen to. And he even said, I was not expecting you to be playing all these songs. Did you make a list? No, I didn't. It's off the top of my head. Off the top of the dome. So yeah, he was very surprised when I played that music, and it got him in the mood and it got me in the mood. So that was one of my ways of flirting. Like, hey, this is our date night talking about sex. Like, the music needs to match. Joke. Even with your questions and topic for the night, it's okay to joke, as long as you get serious again, so you're giving this part of the date all your attention. Pick outings that are either fun or sexy. Believe it or not, paintball can be a part of a date night, just like going to a lingerie store. And yes, there are men lingerie stores. But you may have to order it, because I didn't find any. All that I found was online. But you could still go to, a sex store or something like that. Now, with sex stores, I would suggest you be a little cautious, because not everything in a sex store is made for a Christian's pleasure. I don't think God would be okay with some of the stuff that's in there. So, but it's not forbidden. Role play. All right, so some of you may not be into it or too shy to role play, but if you are okay with role playing can definitely be beneficial. You can get dressed in different rooms, or you can be at two different places and meet somewhere. But you would pretend that you didn't know each other, and he would have to, try to pick you up and get you home, or vice versa. But yeah, bottom line is, if you don't make sure to bring the fun and excitement and the sexiness, then it'll most likely be a very, very boring date night and much harder for you guys to actually connect. The role play, that was just a example or suggestion. You can role play on however you want to do, teacher, student, whichever role play you want to do, go ahead, get into it, be creative. Date night talk and no talk. So this is one of the ones I learned actually in church. So no work, business, or school talk whatsoever. No kid talk whatsoever. No parenting talk whatsoever. No family talk, no finances. Unless it pertains to your 10 questions, it should not be addressed on date night at all. What you can talk about, your walk with God, that's a go. Sex, of course, is a go. Fantasies, communication, love, respect, personal goals, anything relating to you and or your spouse in reference to your marriage is a go. All things spoken has to do with your marriage and or each other's growth as it pertains to your marriage. All right, so be creative and compromise. Take turns picking and planning your date nights. If you guys go to a lounge and your spouse doesn't particularly like that kind of atmosphere, then the next date should be something that they like or they want to do. If you have things to do that kind of interfere with your date night, create a way to include it or turn it into your date. So we our last date night got rescheduled, but what I had planned to do was I did 10 extra questions. So our 10 questions were going to happen on our date night, and then our topic was going to happen on our date night. But during the day, we had to get boxes because we're moving, because God's going to bless us with a house very soon. So we were going to get boxes, and so since our date night had already been rescheduled, and so this is our makeup, which we didn't get to do that one either, which will be addressed in our next video. But since we didn't get to do our last one because we were too tired, honestly, we're getting old. But since we didn't get to do our last one, I did 10 extra questions, and they were more playful, fun questions, and so I was going to record some of that stuff, some of that footage, so you guys could see. And we were going to ask each other questions, and whoever got it wrong would have to go to whatever store to look for boxes. Now I'm thinking we were going to go search for boxes like back in the day when you didn't want to pay for boxes and you went behind the stores and stuff to go look for boxes, or behind these companies and buildings and stuff to look for boxes. That's what I thought we were doing, but I guess we're paying for them, so I guess that wouldn't have worked anyway. But something like that, make it fun. And then we were going to stay inside for that date night as well, because again, you don't have to spend money on every date night. So we were going to do his idea was karaoke, so I pushed it a step further, and we were going to do lingerie karaoke, because who doesn't want to see their spouse singing horribly or terribly, but in their drawers, sexy drawers at that? Like, come on. Anyway, so but another tip could be Q&A striptease. You guys can do your 10 questions and see who gets them right, and whoever misses the answer, strip. Strip. All right, make it about them. Dress, do, and say things they like. Learn their love language and make a genuine effort to practice it every day, but especially on your date night. Every effort to make the night great should be for them. And they should be doing the same. That way both of you are getting and enjoying a great night and having a great experience, and staying connected or reconnecting. Okay, so I think Erica Campbell said it best when she said Christianity has a problem with sexuality. Yes, we are Christians, but that does not mean we have to be boring. Each person is called to do their own walk with God. My walk isn't going to look like my husband's or anyone else's. As long as we're keeping our feet moving towards God and becoming and progressing to who He has called us to be, that's all that matters. We all sin because man is a fallen race and we're not perfect. I said that in the beginning. Of course, strive to keep His commandments, but please don't forget to live by His grace. Because if you don't, then what did Jesus die for? Can you answer that? Date night should be fun. And the best part about it is that unlike when you were dating as Christians, if you started dating as Christians, you can have sex at the end, right? Or beginning, or during, or throughout the whole thing. Like, hey, you're married, so do what you want. Unless you had sex before marriage, like many of us did. So no judgment or condemnation here because we did the same thing. Anyway. So, on another note, I would like to touch on this. If your spouse is struggling with porn, drinking, homosexuality, or whatever, don't go to a place that would cause them to be tempted. Don't do it. We went to a place called Better Than Sex in Plano, Texas, and they have a lot of naked pictures of women. Some alone and some are together. So yeah, I wouldn't go there if you're struggling with porn or homosexuality, or if you get offended easily with that type of stuff. We barely noticed the pictures because we were too focused on us so it wasn't an issue for us, but that may not be the case for someone else or for everyone. So just be careful of the type of places you choose. If your spouse or you are struggling with, drinking or alcoholism, I wouldn't suggest you go to a club or somewhere that, mainly serves alcoholic beverages, which is almost every place you go to now. But, don't go to a bar, obviously. All right, so I will say that putting God at the center has made a huge, and I mean a huge difference in our marriage and our date nights. Not to mention me allowing God to do the work He's been needing to do in me, like a long time ago, allowing Him to take some things from me and deposit new things in me has made my role as a wife or as a person in general a lot more satisfying and easier. Not all the time, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to say something, or oh, I want to do this or not do that, and God's like, no, stop being petty, Sharice. You're the bigger person now. And I'm like, okay, fine. But I love me now. And so since I love me now, it makes it easier to love, respect, and support my husband. And at first I didn't feel that way about myself. So of course it was even harder for me to feel that way about him. But we're more patient with each other now. Things have been really, really good between us until, we get in our little spats and stuff. But even when we get into our little spats, God, He either usually tells me, hey, do this or don't do that. I don't know if He's directing him, but He'll come, and usually he's been apologizing, or if not apologizing, because he's not big on apologizing, he'll just say, I love you, or change his mood or do something. But anyway, I will apologize, and then I will change my behavior or what I'm doing. But yeah, so I would just say it hits different. It hits different when God is in it, when you put God in the center. What did you say? You didn't hear me? When did you say it hits different when God is in the center, when He's in the middle, like when we keep Him in the focus? That's what I'm saying, yeah. It hits different. Okay, my love. All right, anyway, so that's all I got for you guys today. That's all we got for you guys today. Say bye. All right, so anyways, he's a little shy anyway, so he didn't do too much talking, I know, and I'm the talker of, in the marriage. So anyway, at least you got to look at him and his handsome face, isn't he so handsome? All right, so anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. If you haven't already, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys back here next Friday. But before we go, remember, God loved you then. No matter what you did back then, He loves you now. No matter what you're doing now, and He'll love you in the future. No matter what you may do in the future, God loves you. So remember that, okay? And we'll see you back here next Friday. Bye.